going on, people? It's the Xbot 448, a part of HardKnockGamers.com. I put the link in the description below. Definitely click that link. Check out the website. Check out our articles. Check out the other YouTubers making gaming videos. And yeah. As for this video today, I get to do something I really like to do, and that's talk about DirectX12. For the people who've been following my channel, you know that I have been all over DirectX12. I've been doing the research, any phrases, terms, stuff like that I didn't understand. I would look into it and I would learn. So with that being said, I am one of the better YouTubers to get DirectX12 information from. Now, it seems that a Gaming Bolt article came out, and this guy, Joel Bylos, who's a creative director at a company called Funcom, they're making a game called The Park. I don't really know too much about that game. I gotta, look into it and see what that's all about. But he decided he was gonna talk about DirectX12 and, what it could do for the X1. Now, for people who don't know, this API, or this set of tools that, are used to make games, DirectX12, one of the key focal points is reducing CPU overhead. Now, a lot of people have talked about the X1 already having an API that goes quote-unquote close to the metal, gives the developers, a lot of control on what the hardware does within, processing their game. Now, with that being said, they said that, since it's so close to the metal, there's not going to really be a lot of CPU overhead, for this API to diminish with the X1. Now, it will be a greater benefit for the PC because the PC hasn't really had an API that does this. Now, what this guy Joel Bylos is saying is that it is going to reduce the overhead on the CPU in the X1. It's actually one of the benefits. For people who don't know, the CPU is actually stronger in the X1 compared to its rival, the PS4. For people who don't believe that's true, just look at a game called games like Assassin's Creed Unity, which actually ran better on the X1 because those were quote-unquote CPU-bound games. So with DirectX12, it's actually going to improve the CPU even more. Now, what does that mean for us gamers? That means more things on the screen. More enemies, more particle effects, more explosions. So, with this core DirectX12, they're saying, it's not necessarily going to make the game prettier, but it's going to put more things on the screen. Now, I'm looking at it from a gamer's perspective. More things on the screen could make it prettier. Now, think about all the explosions. Look at a game like Sunset Overdrive. Taking advantage of the CPU in the X1 with the amount of enemies, explosions, particle effects and stuff like that makes it a beautiful game. But there's one thing that Joel Bylos didn't really talk about, and this is the thing that's gonna, I believe, improve the resolution on the X1 games. And for those resolution fiends out there that feel that resolution somehow, some way shows a console's power, I think because there's another API that is going to be with DirectX12 for the X1, and this API is dedicated to the embedded static RAM. Now, this guy Joel said the GPU is the bottleneck on the X1, which is the first time I actually heard that. I heard it is not the most powerful GPU. I heard that the PS4 has a more powerful GPU, but I never heard that the GPU is actually the bottleneck. When they talked about, the bottlenecks within the X1, everybody was always talking about the embedded static RAM, or the ES RAM. And Microsoft is coming out with a brand new API that, lets the developers utilize the embedded static RAM in an easier fashion. They simplify, the tools and stuff to be able to use this super fast memory. Now, I think that's where that bump in the resolution is going to come in. I feel that there's going to be some graphic upgrading when it comes to utilizing that API for that set of memory. as usual, guys, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys look into this whole DirectX 12 news like as much as I do? Like I said, I've done a bunch of research on it. I watched the entire build conference when they were talking about it. Terms that like I didn't understand, I actually went in and did research to understand those terms and such. So I'm pretty much all over the DirectX 12 news. So I do believe, you know, in what Joel's saying here. Joel's saying that with the core DirectX 12, that, you know, it's going to mean an even bigger benefit to the CPU. But not only that, that means, you know, more stuff on the screen, more particle effects, more explosions, more enemies, which in my mind makes the game look prettier. More stuff to do, more things to go crazy with. I like that. All right. And then with this other API that is for the X1 and for the embedded static RAM, that's where I think the resolution bump is going to come from, and stuff like that. But as usual, guys, definitely hit up that comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this news. I want to know if you believe that DirectX 12 is going to make a big difference. I want to know if you guys think, you know, does it need to make a big difference? That's the even bigger question here. You know, if you liked the video, definitely give it that thumbs up, and as always, subscribe. But as for now, this is the Xbot 448, and I am definitely signing off.